You've got 10 minutes? Perfect. In that time, I'll show you how to edit your first video in Adobe Premiere Pro. Shorts, TikToks, Reels, or even YouTube videos. We'll go from start to finish together. And I promise, even experienced editors will pick up some new tricks. You can find a 7 days free trial of Adobe Premiere Pro in the description. Now, grab some of your favorite clips or use the sample material I've linked down below. Let's go.
It all starts by creating a new project via this button, or we go to File, New Project. Here we can choose a project name like tutorial video and the location of the project, not of your video files. We don't need a template and we want to skip import mode because there are some videos and features that we currently don't need. So let's just create the project. Now we're ready to start. To make Premiere Pro look like this, you have to go to your workspaces and choose Essentials. Now your interface should look similar to mine. The first window we need is the project window right here. This is where we'll have all our video files, audio files, etc. First, just create a bin, which we name footage. Maybe your Premiere Pro looks like this, which is the icon view. I personally prefer the list view right here. Here we can either double click the empty space or press Command I to import footage. Now we just select all our video files and drag and drop them onto our timeline. This is how a timeline will be automatically created. In Premiere Pro, this is called a sequence. And first, let's set it up. Under Sequence, Sequence Settings. And there's only one thing we have to adjust right now, which is the frame size. Actually, my setting right now is perfect for short form videos in 9:16, so Instagram Reels, TikTok, YouTube Shorts. But if you want to edit a long form video horizontally for YouTube, for example, you just switch these values. Here's a little pro tip. Right now, the video preview is QuickTime. That means when I press play here on the timeline, the video playback will be really high quality. And sometimes if we have huge projects, the playback can get slower. And to fix that, you can just switch from QuickTime to iframe only MPEG. Just the video preview, which you see when you press space, will be lower resolution but smoother. When exporting your video later on, you will still get the full quality. But for now, I will leave it on QuickTime and press OK. Now let's have a look at the most important editing tools. Let's press space to play back the video. Now, can you hear the audio? It's the sound of the ocean, but I don't need that. So let's remove it. But the problem is when I click on the audio, the video is selected as well. To unlink these two layers, you do right click and go to unlink. The shortcut for this is Command L. Now I can just select this and delete it. Let's do the same here with Command L and just delete it. Perfect, it's time to cut our first video. Now to move videos around, we can use the default selection tool, which is right here. You can activate it by pressing V. And as you can see, you can move the videos around and they will dock onto each other because of the snap tool, the magnet tool, which is right here. If I disable it by pressing S, you can see the clips are not docking onto each other. When I press S again, they will snap, which is pretty helpful. Now imagine you want to make a clip shorter. For example, this one. I just want the part where I land the drone. So I go to the start where I want the clip to start, right here. And I use the razor tool, which you can activate by pressing C. Now, just set a cut. Go to the end, like here, and set a cut again. The shortcut for this is Command K. Now let's switch back to the selection tool and remove the end and the beginning of the video. Now I move it to the start, and here is our intro shot. The space can be removed by pressing here and delete. Now it's time to add some audio. For example, a song. You can choose any song you want and import it. Instead of dragging the whole song onto the timeline, there's a cleaner way to select a specific part of the song. Let's just double click it. This makes us switch from our timeline preview to the source, which we just double clicked, and this is the song. And I want my song to start here, so I just press I to set the in point. And let's say we want to have the song stop here. Let's press O to set an out point. So here we now have an in point and out point. And we can easily drag and drop the song by using this icon onto our timeline. And once we press space, we are automatically back in our timeline preview. Let's make the audio layer a bit higher. Here you can see the line, which is the volume. So I bring it down to maybe around 22. And I currently see a problem with the drone videos. And this often happens when you film with different devices like drones, smartphones, or cameras. To fix that, we just select all the drone videos, make a right click and say fill frame. Let me show you a really cool trick how you can edit your clips to the beat of the music. Let's just extend the music and click on it, and then with space we play it back. And every time we want to have a cut in our video, we just press M. You can see Premiere Pro set some markers, and when I just zoom in by pressing Option and the zoom wheel, we can just easily drag and drop our videos to the markers. And if the last clip is too long, we just take the end and move it to the marker. To fade out the audio in the end, you can just use this icon right here and drag it to the left. Let's have a look at the basic controls of our videos. So we click on one of the videos and go to Effect Controls. If you don't see this window, you can just go to Window, Effect Controls. We've got different options to adjust the position and the scale. We could either long press the value and drag the mouse to the left and to the right, or we can enter a custom value, or use arrow up and down, or even shift arrow up and down. But I'll continue with one of the most important parts of video editing, keyframes. Let's have a look at the first clip. Now, it looks pretty cool, but it's static. Imagine we have a zoom in to the clip. We click on our clip and then go to the scale. Here we can find this little stopwatch to activate the animation. And once activated, a keyframe has been set. You can think of it as a little point which has a value saved. So this little blue point right here has the value 100 saved. Now let's go to the end of our video by pressing arrow down. But if we do this, you can see that we actually are between the clips. But we need the last frame, so we go one frame back by pressing the left arrow. Now right here, we can set the second keyframe and add a value to it. For example, 150. So you see two nodes. The first node, aka keyframe, which has the value 100. And the second keyframe, we can go to it right here, has the value 150. So everything in between will be calculated by Premiere Pro. It's that easy. And now maybe we want to have this clip in slow motion. All we have to do is do a right click and go to speed/duration, or the shortcut Command R. And in the speed, we could do 50%, for example, say okay. But it also requires the clip to be filmed in slow motion. We can also use keyframes on audio, for example for the volume. We just have to activate the animation at level, and then we can just create different keyframes right here. And as you can see, the keyframes of the audio are visible right here as well. So you can just adjust them with the selection tool. And you can also easily create new ones by pressing Command and create a keyframe. And as you can see, the keyframe will also be created right here. Let's continue with the most fun part of video editing, adding video effects. And on this version, Adobe just released 90 new effects because you asked for it. So Adobe listened and actually put 90 brand new effects here under the effects window, video effects, and film impact. Let's have a look at how we can use them. For example, add film impact lights and blurs FX and RGB split, and drag and drop it onto the video. And you can see the before and after pretty well. Look at that. What a cool effect. And then we can play around with video transitions. So let's choose video transitions. And again, let's go to lights and blurs. And I'm so excited about this because with just one single drag and drop, for example, you can now have light leak transitions. Are you ready? With just one drag and drop, if we press on this, we can also adjust the light leak fully to our style, or we can even use a surprise me button, and then it will create different variations. Let's stay here. And different styles of the light leak. Now, keep in mind, I just showed you 2 or 3 effects or transitions, and there are 90 of them. Play around, you will find some new effects and also some new inspiration. If you want to learn the video editing secrets that help my videos to go viral with sometimes millions of views, then I recommend you to join Create Beyond. There you can find comprehensive Premiere Pro courses, video editing courses to make your videos stand out, and courses on how to actually make money as a creator with your videos. Get the maximum out of Adobe Premiere Pro and your creator journey and join with the link down below. Before exporting our video with the right settings, I also want to show you how to create text. For this, we use the text tool, or we just press Command T to create a new text layer, and then go to the window Properties. If you don't see it, again, go to Window Properties. And right here, you can first adjust the text. POV. You take your drone to La Palma, which is the name of this island. And to make sure it's really centered, we also have the align buttons right here, where we can align it to the left, to the right, or to the center. Now to adjust the text, we can also select specific parts here and adjust the font size. For example, I want this text also to be really big. Now let's also add a drop shadow under Appearance, Shadow. And there we can adjust how big and visible it is. When we go back to effect controls, we can, for example, move the text or the whole text layer just like this. And now the beautiful thing is many of the 90 effects you can also use on text. So let's make the text full length, go to, for example, to Smart Tools, use the motion camera here on the left. It's so easy. Here's another pro tip. If you want your video playback to be smoother, you can just go to Sequence and Render into Out. So it will just render everything. And you can see here, the line is turning green and it's played back so smooth. We just edited a whole reel in just 10 minutes and now it's time to export it. But first, I want to show you something else. Under Workspaces, you also have the chance to choose vertical. And this is a way better overview to edit vertical videos. Still, let's just export our video by pressing Command M or here going to export. First, you can define the name of your video, the location, and the most important settings are here under video. Usually, you can leave everything as it is. Just make sure these 2 checkboxes are activated, and let's go to the bitrate settings. For Instagram, I recommend a bitrate at around 25 to 35, which is what I always use. And then just click export and that's it. If you have any questions, write them down in the comments or in the Create Beyond community. Happy editing.